Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Beard Unbound. So, which cities spring to mind when you think about a full English breakfast? Probably places like London, right? But I'd be willing to bet Indianapolis isn't anywhere on that list. Well, today we're at the Union Jack pub in Indianapolis, and supposedly they have a pretty decent fry up. So, let's head on in and see if it measures up. Come on. Oh, there you go. I'm your lunch. Yeah. I'll thank you. So I just got to say a couple things right off the bat. One, I'm the only person here. Now it's 10:27 a.m. and it's a pub, so it makes sense. Two, copyrighted music in restaurants is an epidemic, at least for YouTubers like me. As it turns out, the menu on the website was outdated, so they don't have the full English breakfast anymore. They have something called a Six Nations breakfast. I'm not super sure what it includes, but I've ordered it, so we will try it out when it gets here. We'll find out together, and of course, we will rate it as always. So check out this coffee cup, guys. Lipstick and Hustle. I thought that these were like water droplets on the outside of the cup to start with, but then I realized that they're like plastic rhinestones. Pretty decent coffee for a pub. Alright guys, so food's here. It looks like what we're missing from our traditional full English breakfast is the mushrooms, which I'm really not bothered about. I don't know if I've said it on the channel or not, but I'm not really a fan of mushrooms in any form, so no great loss there. And I'm also missing the sausages, which I am quite gutted about. Was really looking forward to that. One of my favorite things in the world is sausage. But we've got Scotch eggs, tomatoes, bacon, baked beans, and hash browns. So let's dive in. I don't really love tomatoes either, but these look okay. You know, they're definitely tomatoes. I don't love those, but then like I said, I have a existing issue with tomatoes, so I'm not going to judge those too harshly. I think for what they are, they're just fine. I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10 by themselves. So, next up, let's try the bacon. It looks like a decent balance between crispy and chewy. Definitely on the chewier side, which I prefer. It's good bacon. It's an 8 out of 10 piece of bacon. Let's try these baked beans. They look good. There's bacon in the baked beans. Those are really good baked beans. I'm gonna give those baked beans a 9 out of 10. Now let's try these Scotch eggs. I always thought Scotch eggs were more of an Irish thing. Maybe that's why this is called a Six Nation breakfast. These look good though. That's a fabulous Scotch egg, regardless of country of origin. But you know we gotta try some hot sauce. It's the slowest hot sauce I've ever seen. That's a wonderful Scotch egg, hot sauce or not. I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. So all we've got left to try are the hash browns. They look pretty crispy. Those are probably the best hash browns I've ever had. They're wonderfully seasoned, they're crispy on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside. Once again, it's a 9 out of 10. So, just that quickly, we've rolled through everything on this plate. So, I'm gonna finish this up, and then we'll be back for dessert. You might be surprised as to what I get. Well, you may not be surprised. We'll see. Okay, so maybe you're not so surprised what I got for dessert. Cheesecake. But you know the rules. On this channel, when we see cheesecake in any form, we get cheesecake. So we got chocolate and caramel sauce to go on top. So I figure we'll try them each individually and then try it together. Start with caramel. Now I think about it, it may have been prudent to try the cheesecake by itself, but here we are. It's really good. Cheesecake filling is creamy. The crust is nice and crunchy. Caramel sauce is good. So now let's try the chocolate. I definitely like the chocolate better than the caramel. So now let's mix them together and try it out. Can't decide if this looks appetizing or disgusting. Let's dive in. Mixing the caramel and chocolate over the cheesecake is definitely 100% the move with this. This is a great cheesecake, but then again, if you've been watching the channel long enough, you know that I have yet to meet a cheesecake I don't like. So this cheesecake isn't perfect by any means, but I think I will give it a 9 out of 10. It goes really well with this coffee too. So I do want to comment about the theming of this place. As you can see behind me and in some of the B-roll I've inserted, they really go all out. In fact, the theming even extends to the bathroom. So instead of being called, just the restroom and the bathroom, it's called the loo, as it would be in a traditional British pub. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I'm going to finish this cool chocolate caramel cheesecake, and then we will reconvene for final thoughts and overall ratings. But before we do that, I realized I rated all the individual components of the Six Nation breakfast, but I didn't give the whole platter an overall rating. It was really good for what it is. I'm not going to deduct points for the tomatoes because I have an existing bias against tomatoes. So I'm going to give the Six Nation breakfast a 9 out of 10 overall. All right, so final thoughts and overall ratings for the Union Jack Pub in Indianapolis. I am going to give it an 8 out of 10 overall. Really great atmosphere. It seems like they were going for authenticity over anything else. Food was great, service was great, but I am going to dock a point for not having your menu up to date. If you're going to serve food and you have a website, have your menu up to date, because you may have people like me who are coming in for one specific item, and in this case, they sort of had it, they sort of didn't. It was a variation of what was on the menu on the website, but you could potentially lose business over something like that. Not a ton, admittedly, but a little bit. So you guys will notice that I didn't give my final thoughts and overall rating in the restaurant like I usually do, because I wanted to show you guys this cool mural I saw on the way in. So you can see it behind me. It's kind of space themed. I'll throw in some B-roll of the whole thing. This whole building is covered in murals. So pretty quick one today. Really enjoyed my time at the Union Jack Pub, even though we had to call a little bit of an audible and get a little bit different than our intended dish, just because the menu on the website isn't quite up to date. So yeah, that's all I've got, guys. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Have you been to the Union Jack Pub by chance, or have you been to another English pub in America? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you guys have watched to this point in the video, please drop me one of these to let me know that you're one of the real ones. We'll talk again soon. Peace.